Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Wecruit. So today we've got some really exciting news that Premier Jobs UK reaches its 15th year anniversary as a business. Also, on a personal note, I've got some really exciting news that today I become the Managing Director of Premier Jobs UK.
So how did your career start off?
So I joined Premier Jobs UK back in 2013, fresh in with no prior experience. I, at the time, was 17 and didn't know what I wanted to do as a career. And I didn't necessarily want to go to university to rack up all that money in debt to then do something that I wasn't really passionate about. So I wanted to pursue something else and just start my career first, really. So I had the opportunity to join the business as an apprentice so that I could further my qualifications, and I did that on a level 4 recruitment and management apprenticeship. I then had sort of a sales and marketing role, so I was doing a bit of recruitment. I was doing marketing when I was writing the adverts. I was going through the applications and then sending them out to the team, and then helping the team of recruitment consultants with doing some headhunting and identifying opportunities for their candidates. And where I've then got a passion for sort of being analytical and also process driven, I really enjoy looking at how we can make things better. And so I then was always looking to help the consultants with identifying better opportunities for their candidates and helping improve their own sort of performance. Also at the time we had a really big contract come on with one of the major networks, which has done amazingly well since 2013, where we're still their number 1 recruitment agency month on month all the way since 2013 through to present day. And that meant we had a flurry of new vacancies come on board, and so I was then helping write those adverts, and that's where my real marketing role sort of took off, and where I was really looking to drive through the job adverts but also with social media, and that's what then led me into sales and marketing director.
So what did it feel like when you kind of made that leap from apprentice to then sales and marketing director?
It was a big leap. I obviously at the time had just bought out Judy's shares as she retired, so that I could become one of the shareholders and directors, and it was a really big step up in responsibilities where I needed to be taking on sort of the duties for doing the finance, so doing the account side of things, negotiating the supplier contracts, making sure that the business is profitable, and also then setting the direction for the growth and the vision of the business. So it really was a step up. But just because I then became sales and marketing director didn't mean my apprenticeship journey should stop. So actually in 2019, I was looking where I hadn't got that degree, and my sister and my brother both went on to get degrees, that I would love to get a degree for myself to show that I made the right decision and I pursued my career, was successful, but also could get that higher education as well. So actually in 2019 I looked at enrolling in a degree apprenticeship and inquired to the University of Gloucestershire, and they actually then recommended me for the level 7 masters degree apprenticeship, which I've just recently finished with distinction. So yeah, apprenticeship isn't just a term for a junior person. Apprenticeship is about learning on the job, and so that can be someone at any role and any level, particularly with the growth in the level 7 roles and level 7 apprenticeships, which are master's level.
So when you look back on your time as sales and marketing director, how do you think that period has gone? Just reflect on that a little bit.
Yeah, I think that went very, very well. As a business, we've been able to grow nearly 20 to 40% year on year ever since we established. So obviously for the last 6 years, that's been my sort of main responsibility to make sure that grows as sales as well. Also within my marketing function, we've been able to really ramp up our brand reputation and brand image, and that's gone through the likes of social media. So for instance, this YouTube channel itself, we get a lot of inquiries come through from this channel, particularly for people who are looking for that guidance, and that's something that we've had to take a lot of risks with, step into the unknown and do that really challenging thing of getting in front of a camera and recording videos, which no one likes recording really on a good day, but it's proven its worth. And now we've got sort of across the company probably in excess of 50,000 LinkedIn connections, which has then really massively boosted it. And also our website is one of our best performing sources. So in terms of sales, we've massively grown that. In terms of the marketing, we've massively grown our reach and also our brand reputation with also the likes of Trustpilot, where we've had over 500 5-star reviews. So I'm really happy with that period I've undertaken, and I feel it's ready for me to take over then onto a new sort of phase as a business.
Is it a similar feeling, would you say, to when you made that initial jump from kind of apprenticeship to then become a sales and marketing director, or is it completely different?
It's similar in that it's both going to be a massive step, but I feel this one's going to be considerably not easier because it's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be more smooth transition for me. And the reason for that is because I've really invested a lot in my own learning over the last 2 years, particularly with that master's degree. I've undertaken a number of modules which have been on marketing, accounts, innovation, leadership through design, project management. So it's really well equipped me with all the sort of skills I need to be able to run the business even more so. And so I'm able to draw on those skills, but also what taught me through my master's course is self-reflection and self-awareness. And so what I probably did in my sales and marketing role for the majority of the years is I always looked at what weaknesses needed developing and tried to improve on the business there, which is a really good way to sort of manage the business. But moving forward into my role as MD, what I'm looking to do is be self-aware and look at how the business is performing as a whole, and even on the good things that are going well, just see, are they actually performing as well as they can be, or can we do better? And that's not to constantly be trying to, overcomplicate things or constantly re-improve, but just because it's going well doesn't mean we should turn a blind eye to, can it be improved upon? And that's something that my master's course has taught me to be more critical in my approach to thinking about things, and then also be reflective of myself as well.
So what does the future of the business look like in your new role as managing director?
So the change for me to be able to become managing director has meant that Gary has also stepped up in his role from MD to CEO. So Gary's going to be taking a more executive role from a strategy point of view. So he's then passing that daily running of the business over to myself. So that's where one of those changes. In terms of things, nothing needs to change too much. The business is doing very, very well. But what we're going to look to do is utilise technology even more, utilise marketing even more by pursuing what we've already started in terms of becoming that really first place for recruitment and guidance for the financial services industry. So it's more of the same, and then maybe really asserting ourselves on the industry and gaining that market share through the reputation we've got.
Obviously you touched on it there, where Gary's been the managing director since 2007. What are your thoughts on him now stepping up to that CEO role?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. The business has been established since 2007, so everyone will know what a difficult year that would have been to set up with the credit crash happening in 2008, and now we've just gone through another pandemic and another recession. Gary as MD has led the business through 2 of those recessions, and we grew through both of them. So that's a real testament to his skill and the business he's built. Everything I've learned has mainly come from Gary, with then also the apprenticeships I've done, which have been recommended by Gary as well. So I've learned a huge amount from him, and him stepping up to CEO is the right move so that he can more focus on the strategy, so that I then deliver upon that, and help give me then the accountability as MD by having Gary to report to. Thank you for watching episode 4 of Wecruit. A little bit different to our usual theme on the Wecruit series. So next week we'll be back to the usual day in the lifestyle, but really wanted to share this news with you with our 15th year anniversary and my change of role as MD. So if you've got ever any questions about recruitment, the financial services industry, feel free to reach out to me, and either myself or one of my team will be able to help you as you progress on your journey. Thank you for watching.